What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for life, coming at you right on YouTube, and tonight I am wrestling with myself. WWE Clash of Champions 2016 just ended a mere minute or so ago. Felt like a long show. It's about 11 o'clock here in Pittsburgh, and I gotta say, the wrestling itself was good, as it always is. WWE's roster is such that every wrestling show they do, especially pay-per-views, are going to be good. The quality of matches is going to be great. The talent they have, the roster they have, is the best that it's ever been in the entire history of the company. So every single pay-per-view and big event they host is going to have great matches and is going to be a good, talented card with a good roster. But storyline-wise, I wasn't invested in the show. As you guys heard from my prediction video, which if you have not seen that yet, go back and watch it. But all in all, as I expected this card to be, it was full of solid to good matches, a few very good matches, but very little investment in terms of the characters and the storylines and the resolutions and what's going to happen on Raw and Raws in the future. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of the matches, who won, and what I thought of the matches very quickly. The pre-show opener was Nia Jax defeating Alicia Fox. This was fine for what it was. Fairly short, but Alicia actually got more offense than I expected. It was more competitive and even more solid in the ring than I expected. Alicia did well and sold well, and Nia did her job and got the big, powerful win. So, solid match, and the right person won with Nia getting the victory. Main show kicked off with New Day defending the tag team titles against Guns and Gallows, the club. And, again, very solid match. I didn't like the angle coming in. I didn't like where New Day or the club's characters have been. Anderson and Gallows have been kind of trying to be funny, and it's not working. And New Day's been kind of juvenile and silly, and that's not working. But the match itself was very solid. Very good, solid opener. Nothing wrong with this match-wise. I was surprised that New Day won, but not that surprised because they are going for Demolition's record, and they keep mentioning on commentary that New Day is close to Demolition's record. So probably going to see them hold the belts for a little while longer. My biggest question now is, where does the club go? Where do Anderson and Gallows go from here? Because they've lost now a few times against New Day, and there's no real direction for them going forward. And New Day doesn't have many challengers left either unless they want to go to Enzo and Cass. So very interesting finish. I'm not really sure where this goes, but the match was solid, and I can't complain about the in-ring work. Then we had TJ Perkins, TJP, defending his Cruiserweight title against Brian Kendrick. I love this. This was one of the best matches of the entire show. Probably top 3 for the night. They gave it about 11 minutes. I was hoping it would get about 15 to 18. But they gave it a good 11 minutes. The crowd was into it. This crowd, I forget where they actually were tonight, but this crowd was into every match. There was nothing dull in the audience. The crowd was cheering for everyone. They were popping for every big moment. They were an enthusiastic, fun crowd that played along. So good job for the audience. But TJP and Kendrick had a very good match. Kendrick played a good heel here. TJP used a lot of his swag. He had a good promo in the back. He was doing the dabbing and stuff. He was mixing his submissions in with his high flying. Both guys, Kendrick and TJP, both used very cool submissions in this. We saw a lot of psychology and working body parts over. A lot of good heel work from Kendrick again. And I really enjoyed this mix between submission style and high flying style. You had some hard hitting, you had some good selling, and you had some good innovative moves, both on the ground and on their feet. So I really enjoyed everything this was for. The right person won. TJP gets the tap out victory with the ankle lock, or with the heel hook, so to speak. Knee bar. I'm sorry, I keep confusing all the different legs. Maybe it was the knee bar. I apologize, but Perkins is the right guy to get the win. The crowd responded. This was awesome. Then we had Cesaro versus Sheamus in match 7 of the best of 7 3-3 series. Again, as expected, just like all their matches are, this was hard-hitting. It was a lot of fun. It was back and forth. It was good counters, and both guys did a very good job of finding new moves and new counters and new ways to wrestle each other, considering they fought each other 9 times now. They fought twice before this best of 7 started, and then fought 7 times in a row. So for being their 9th match in the past 9 weeks, they found a way to put good variants on it and be innovative and put some new stuff in there. And again, super hard hitting, super fun. Cesaro almost died and broke his neck on a suicide dive to the outside when he went right on his head. Nasty, nasty spill. But again, the physicality and the wrestling itself was excellent here. I hated the finish. They decided to go with, pardon me, my voice is dying from all the day with the Steelers and pay-per-view and stuff. It's been a long, 9 hours for me. But The ending came when Cesaro and Sheamus both couldn't answer the doctors. They both went to the barricade, over the barricade outside into the audience, and the doctors came and checked on them and decided neither man could go. So they just threw the match out, ended in a draw. So after 7 matches, we don't have a decisive winner. Really kind of lame finish. After all this build-up and all these matches, we don't get a winner. So I'm sure they're going to resolve it on Raw, but I hated the way this finished, and it kind of ruined part of the match for me. So good in-ring work, bad booking, once again. Then we had Y2J Chris Jericho against Sami Zayn. Again, I love both guys. Jericho's good at reinventing himself. Sami Zayn's an excellent wrestler and has the crowd behind him. But I just wasn't invested in this. The story wasn't good coming into this. And this was a little sloppy, to be honest. I love both guys, and both guys are excellent workers, great wrestlers. But this just felt sloppy. A couple of DDTs were botched. Zayn was going for some DDTs on Jericho. Jericho kind of botched the sell. A couple of times they did some awkward stuff where it just looked kind of backwards. It didn't look like they were in sync together. And the crowd kind of was a little dying at points. This just felt off base. I love both guys. And again, they tried hard. They put a lot of stuff into it. It was a good match in general. But it just felt disconnected, and I was just bored with it, even though I love both guys. So not a fan of this. Jericho gets the clean win, kind of out of nowhere, unexpected. It's usually if the heel cheats in the first match, they can finish their feud. But it wasn't referenced again. Jericho just got the clean win, and that was kind of it. So I don't know if they're going to do another match or not. So this was kind of randomly put out there. It didn't feel like a very good ending to me. So I don't get it. Then we had Sasha versus Bayley versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. This was a very fun match. I really enjoyed this. All 3 ladies busted their butt. They have great chemistry. They are best friends backstage. They're the 4 horsewomen. We know that. We know how close they are. And they always have good matches together. This was great. Good three-lady series. Sasha and Bayley jawing in the ring, telling the story of Sasha versus Charlotte. Dana Brooke coaching on the outside, had a big part in the match and played her character well. All the ladies involved did a good job with this. The finish, again, felt a little weird to me. Charlotte pushes Sasha into Bayley, who falls off the apron and then just rolls her up for the pin. It felt a little flat on the finish. Charlotte is not a bad choice to win and go forward, but it just felt like, I don't know, it was just kind of weird to me. The whole booking for this match was kind of lackluster and weird with how they put Bayley in there and didn't really do anything big with Bayley. And Sasha won the belt, but then lost the belt, but then lost the rematch here. This whole thing, all 3 of these ladies are being booked kind of weird. But Charlotte is a very strong heel, and they do have a good story going with Dana. So at least that's a positive, and at least the match was very good. Charlotte gets the win here. I don't really know where that's going. I don't know. A common theme, right? Good wrestling, bad booking decisions. Excellent matches, bad finishes the entire night. Then we had Reigns versus Rusev. I did not like this match at all. This was just as bad, if not worse to me, than Zayn versus Jericho. This was the one of 2 matches that felt very lackluster. It was solid. It was okay. These 2 I expected to have really good chemistry. They're both big, physical, athletic guys. They both command the ring and do really cool, different stuff. And again, both are deceptively fast and athletic, and I expected a really physical, fun kind of match. It didn't really deliver for me. It was a lot of clotheslines and slaps out of Reigns. Rusev relied on about 5 or 6 super kicks. Lana was kind of randomly getting involved, and it just, I don't know, it didn't feel very good to me. It did pick up near the end. It started off slow and gained steam toward the end of it. So, I guess it finished solid, but Reigns actually wins here. I thought they would go to another match at Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell, and they didn't. Lana gets kicked out for interfering, and then Reigns hits the spear clean and gets the win. So Roman Reigns is your U.S. champion despite being booed a little bit. This is a good role for Reigns. I didn't expect the ending, but Reigns being U.S. champion and being a solidly pushed guy in the mid-card is good for him. He's not in the main event. He's not winning world titles and being forced down our throats, but he did win a championship, and he is now a mid-card champion. So he gets the push the company wants, but he's not being shoved down our throats like the fans don't want. So this is a good rule for Roman Reigns, despite the fact that this match wasn't all that great to me. Finally, the main event, Kevin Owens defending the World Championship against, the Universal Championship, against Seth Rollins. This was very solid. Started off a little bit slow, but was really good throughout. The audience was into it. Seth Rollins was working full face, pulling out his flying blockbuster and his flying knees off the apron, pulling out new stuff. Kevin Owens was doing his usual, going back and forth between brawling and talking in the ring. His character's great. He's just saying a bunch of good stuff about how he's the champion. At one point, he gets Rollins in a headlock, and he says, when I'm done with you, you're going to fade to black. And then he says, get it? as an ode to Tyler Black. Seth Rollins being Tyler Black in Ring of Honor. That was what Seth Rollins was called when he was an indie wrestler. So Owens is playing back to Ring of Honor. Good false finishes here. Owens with the package pile driver into a suplex. He does the top rope gutbuster. Really good stuff here. Break the announce table with Owens missing the senton. Jericho comes out and interferes. It winds up being a clusterfuck. I didn't really enjoy the way this match finished. No surprise there, I guess. But referee goes down. Jericho comes out. Just starts brawling with Rollins. Rollins dives to the outside, takes them both out. Jericho, it lasted too long. The finish it just kind of drug out. Stephanie brings a second referee out. Rollins comes back in the ring. He has it handled, and then Owens, out of nowhere, catches a pop-up powerbomb for the finish. So Stephanie inadvertently costs Rollins by bringing a referee down. They're playing up the whole, does Stephanie know what Triple H wants? Does Stephanie want to screw Rollins? Does she like Rollins? Is she for Owens? What's going on? I don't really care about it. I'm over the authority. I'm over Mick Foley and Stephanie. I'm over authority figures. I don't care what their relationship was with Rollins or Owens. I don't care. This whole storyline's stupid. And again, the finish was long and belabored, and it just kind of lasted. It just drug out. But the right guy did win. Kevin Owens got the win here, continuing his heel run as champion. He's not getting the focus the way I'd like him to. They're putting it more on the Jericho relationship and especially on Stephanie and Foley. I don't like that, but at least Owens gets the win here. So all in all, some really good matches. The Cruiserweight match was excellent. The Cesaro-Sheamus was really good, and the main event was very good, and so was the Ladies 3-Way. So you had 4 very good matches, but just bad finishes and bad booking. So overall, from 1 to a 10, I'd give this a 6. Better than average because the guys worked their butts off, but, not anything better than a 6 because all the finishes were either lackluster or a few disappointing matches, or the booking just wasn't very good to me. So the workers tried, the wrestlers wrestled well, but the company's kind of in a lost state right now as far as the Raw brand goes. So what did you guys think of this? What was match of the night for you guys? What did you think of the finishes? What did you think of the main event? Am I being too hard on the show? Is it me just being too bitter toward the Raw brand and just being too cynical because I'm not watching the show as much? Or am I correct in assuming that all the booking is lackluster right now? Tell me in the comments down below, guys. Until next time, until the next opening bell, this has been Wrestling with myself. I'm Jason Burke, and I will see you all real soon. Thank you.